Two crew members have been rescued alive when rescue team found them at the tail of Jeju Airlines plane flying from Bangkok that landed at Muan International Airport in South Korea on Sunday without wheels or landing gears, using its belly to land through, veering off the airport runway and burst into fireball when it slammed into the wall of the airport perimeter's fence, killing over 177 persons on board as 2 occupants in the aircraft are yet to be accounted for. Jeju Airlines in a press statement said that 181 persons including crew members were on board plane, which local media at the crash site said. The rescue team have switched the rescue operation to recovery after presuming 177 persons died late night on Sunday according to South Korea local time, and to continue the search on Monday morning for the remaining 2 persons. South Korea's Minister of Land, Infrastructure and Transport, Park Sang-woo said on Sunday that the government will mobilize all available resources to ensure swift rescue operations and manage the aftermath of the accident at Muan Airport in the south of the country. Park also apologized and expressed condolences to victims' families and the public, as the minister responsible for overseeing aviation administration. South Korea's transport ministry said, Jeju Air Flight 7C2216, arriving from the Thai capital Bangkok with 181 people on board, was attempting to land shortly after 9 a.m. at the airport in the south of the country. Videos posted online showed the twin-engine Boeing 737-800 skidding down the runway with no apparent landing gear before slamming into a wall in an explosion of flame and debris. Local media reported that 2 crew members, a man and a woman, were rescued from the tail section of the burning plane, Muan Fire Chief Lee Jong-hyun told a briefing. The fire was extinguished as of 1 p.m., Lee said, according to the media. Only the tail part retains a little bit of shape, and the rest looks almost impossible to recognize, he said. Authorities have switched from rescue to recovery operations, and because of the force of the impact, are searching nearby areas for bodies possibly thrown from the plane, Lee added. South Korea's transport ministry said on Sunday that its investigation unit secured both of the 2 black boxes from the crashed passenger jet. A total of 176 passengers and crew were reportedly presumed dead, with 3 missing, after the Jeju airplane, carrying 181 passengers and crew on a flight from Thailand, attempted a belly landing at the airport. A bird strike has emerged as a possible factor in Sunday's crash, Korean media Yonhap reported. A bird strike and adverse weather conditions were cited by authorities as likely causes of the crash that flung passengers out of the plane and left it almost completely destroyed, according to fire officials. International news agencies reported that, inside the airport terminal, tearful family members gathered to wait for news, with the boards typically used for arrival and departure information displaying names. There are speculations that the Azerbaijan plane that crashed on Christmas Day near Aktau Airport in Kazakhstan, killing 38 persons with 29 survivors, may have been shot down by a missile fired apparently from Russian Pantsir-S air defense system, with the speculation having some material base that the nearest airport on the Azal plane flight path was Makhachkala, but the plane veered off hundreds of miles across the Caspian Sea to try to negotiate emergency landing at Aktau. A video and photographs made online showed the body of the plane suffered a likely bomb attack and the body was full of holes, which indicated that the missile exploded near the plane and shattered the body of the plane. The video was said to be recorded while the plane was on emergency situation by one of the passengers that survived the plane crash. Russia authorities are yet to respond to media inquiries, but Russia Federal Air Transport Agency, Rosaviatsia, had shortly after the plane crash said its preliminary investigation showed that the plane was apparently down by a bird strike. Reuters stated that one of the Azerbaijani sources familiar with Azerbaijan's investigation into the crash told Reuters that preliminary results showed the plane was struck by a Russian Pantsir-S air defense system. Its communications were paralyzed by electronic warfare systems on the approach into Grozny, the source said. No one claims that it was done on purpose, However, taking into account the established facts, Baku expects the Russian side to confess to the shooting down of the Azerbaijani aircraft, the source said. According to other sources close to the plane crash investigators, the missile fired from a Pantsir-S air defense system exploded near the aircraft during drone activity over Grozny, Chechnya. Shrapnel from the blast struck passengers and crew mid-flight. Despite the pilot's requests for an emergency landing at Russian airports, the damaged plane was denied permission to land and was ordered to cross the Caspian Sea to Kazakhstan. Data from the flight indicates that the plane's GPS navigation systems were jammed throughout its journey over the sea. Russian sources confirmed that their air defense forces were actively targeting Ukrainian drones in the region at the time of the incident. Kamzat Kadyrov, head of the Security Council of the Chechen Republic, acknowledged a drone attack over Grozny on Wednesday but reported no casualties or damage on the ground. This marks the second commercial aircraft crash linked to Russian forces in a decade, following the downing of Malaysia Airlines flight MH17 in 2014. Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev has launched a criminal investigation into the incident as further details emerge, Euronews reported. Meanwhile, those killed as a result of the tragedy that occurred during the Baku-Grozny flight Jeju 8243 were commemorated with a minute of silence at the Muan International Airport on Thursday. Azal Airlines in a statement said, "We will never forget the dear people we lost as a result of the Embraer 190 plane crash. These losses left a wound in the heart of an entire community. This loss calls us to be more sensitive and joint security operatives, comprising men of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, AFN, Civil Defense, local vigilante group members led by men of the Nigeria Police Force have deactivated and set off 19 unexploded bombs planted by unknown gunmen at Nimo community in the Anjikoko local government area of Anambra State after gun battle with the known state actors on Christmas Eve." Anambra State Police Command, in numbers of news releases on Wednesday, said that the security team also dismantled the unknown gunmen camp and set the makeshift houses in the unknown gunmen hideout ablaze. The news releases also indicated that the Anambra State Police Command has arrested one Chukwuma Obi, a 32-year-old male criminal suspect from Umuagu village, Igboku, Agwata local government area, in connection with an alleged case of attempted kidnapping and extortion. According to the police command, the arrest was made on December 24, 2024, by operatives of the Anti-Cultism Squad, Enugu. The suspect is accused of demanding a ransom of 1,200,000 naira, 1,200,000 nairas, through threats of abduction. The victim reported receiving a menacing message from an individual claiming to be a member of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, threatening abduction unless the demanded ransom was paid into a specified account. During interrogation, the suspect confessed to the crime and is currently assisting the police in identifying and apprehending other members of the gang involved in the criminal activities. This arrest follows a similar case late last month, where the command apprehended a couple specializing in sending threatening messages and extorting victims under the guise of planned abductions. The couple confessed to their crimes and admitted to destroying SIM cards used in their illicit activities. The Commissioner of Police, CP Nnage Obono Itam, reiterated the command's commitment to pursuing all cases to a conclusive and to ensure that suspects are apprehended and justice is served. He emphasized that such efforts are vital in preventing further criminal activities and ensuring the safety and security of residents. The Anambra State Police Command continues to urge the public to report any suspicious activities to the nearest police station or through its emergency lines. SP Tochukwu Ikenga, Police Public Relations Officer, Anambra State Police Command, in an earlier report today, stated that, in the early hours of December 24, 2024, a joint security operation led by the Nigeria Police Force and comprising the military, civil defense, and Anambra vigilante operatives successfully dismantled a criminal camp located in Nimo and Jikoko local government area. The operation resulted in the destruction of several makeshift structures within the camp, the recovery of 19 unexploded improvised explosive devices, IEDs, and inflicted significant injuries on fleeing suspects. This decisive action followed credible intelligence on the activities of the criminal gang in the area, coupled with information obtained during the
bringing you the news in a more digital way.